Peace and blessings to you. My name is Jere B. I am the EntreMusician, and so are you. The EntreMusician.com is the place for creatives of every level to gather to engage, encourage, and empower each other. What my heart has been is to try to build a community where this dialogue runs across the plane of the EntreMusicians, because we're the ones that keep the trains on the tracks. We're not just musicians, we are EntreMusicians, and we're doing every single thing we can to click, 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 and move the needle forward. So we do need to encourage each other. We do need to engage with each other, and we do need to empower each other, share resources, share advice. So I'm doing everything I can to grow that website. What we're going to talk about today is the dynamics of a band. And what I mean by that is building and maintaining a synergy within your band that continues to grow and build, that is so magnetic that your audience can't help but be drawn in. And when you look at the most successful bands, you will find that there was a synergy there, that their appeal went beyond their music, beyond the notes that they were playing, beyond the great songs that they had written. But you got into their personalities, you got into their culture, you got into their lifestyle, and that's what I'm talking about. Creating for yourself an atmosphere that really helps someone that you're trying to attract to your website, you're trying to attract to your music, you're trying to attract to your brand, that they can be stuck there because they're really enthralled and have really connected what you and your artistry are trying to convey. Now, that does not just happen. In many ways, you have to be intentional about this spirituality, about the synergy that you're trying to create. And the very first thing that a great band is founded upon is trust. It's number one. There has to be an element of trust. There has to be a brotherhood, a sisterhood that's so intact that I will lay down my life for you. And I'm, oh, that sounds so deep, but it's the truth that our connection is so deep and spiritual that before we pick up our instruments, I mean, when people are standing outside of the venue, they know that they're in for moments of absolute magic. I can remember watching the documentary of the Eagles. Fantastic band, broke all these records and whatnot, but the history of the Eagles, if you've seen it, what the onstage banter was going from one musician to the other, which they absolutely hated each other. If you listen to that piece of film where this banter, this hateful banter is going on, you could feel it in the music. You can actually sense it. And they were in the middle of performing one of their biggest hits. But that trust, that synergy that maybe the band was founded upon because of extenuating circumstances that they explain, it was eroding. And you can actually feel it. No wonder the band fell apart. Trust is the number one dynamic of holding a band together. Number two, vision. Vision is a strong component of what you're trying to accomplish. I remember reading Maurice White's autobiography. He was the founder of Earth, Wind & Fire. And then I also read, conversely, Philip Bailey's autobiography. Same band, two members, one being the founder, one being a very strong core member of the band. But there were some chapters where there was a different perspective because they didn't share the same vision. And over time, as the momentum for Earth, Wind & Fire was just growing and growing and growing, what you also saw was this underlying erosion, and you heard it in the music. Because I don't care that that was a number one hit. It wasn't like the stuff that you could hear and feel, and it's not like, for me personally, the CDs that I gravitate to over the hits, quote unquote, radio hits, because you could tell there was something more organic and spiritual going on because their vision was on one accord. So you have trust, you have vision, and number three would be unity. Unity is what will hold a band together when all kinds of things are coming against it. And the one thing about a good band is akin to a good marriage. There's a statement in a marital vow that says, what God has joined together, let no man put asunder. Meaning that what God is joining together to be one flesh, let no one on the outside put asunder or cause division in between it. My belief is that with a band, you have that same degree of unity. Now, that asunder could also mean different factions that happen within the band, within the structure of the band. Just like there are different factions that can happen in a person's heart in a particular marriage. I don't feel the way I used to feel. I have grown and they have not. I have moved on, or I have been grounded in a particular aspect and they don't share that point of view. Now, that's different from vision, because vision says, yes, okay, here's what's in front of us and we're all moving in the same direction. But, we all have to move with unity. We're moving within a certain context and timing that actually propels us forward. And you have to do, in a band situation, you have to do these checks and balances, these evaluations to see, are we all in alignment? Now, again, I think I've said this in a previous video, but alignment and agreement are two different things. So we may disagree about a particular issue. We may disagree about a particular arrangement of a song or the direction that the music is going in with respect to the show or our performance. However, the thing is, if we're unified and if we are in alignment, we can work through those disagreements, because we realize that what we've put together, who we are greater than the sum of our parts. Now, another group that I'll throw up that when you get old, you can see certain things that happen as you look back on history. But, there was a time where Cameo was a super unit, and you saw the unity one by one begin to fall apart, from them going from 11 people with this huge power structure to 5 to 3. And you heard it in the music that it became splintered. There was no seeming unity, and it might have been among the three of them. I can't say, it was Nathan Lieutenant, Larry Blackman, and Tommy Jenkins. There might have been a core there, but that bond that they had, that unity that you felt when you heard those great songs of old, you could see where as one member after the other began to melt away, boom, 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 then the unity, the structure, the foundation was done. So these are three aspects that I feel make for great dynamics in a band. Built on trust, having the same vision, and being absolutely and completely unified. Now, of course, I want to ask what your thoughts are. What have I left out? Maybe I'm completely off base. Maybe you have 3 or more components that you feel are far greater than the ones that I presented. Please, by all means, leave your comments below or go to the EntreMusician.com, sign up, and put it on the forum so that we can all engage in this, because this is about all of us engaging, encouraging, and empowering each other. But thank you once again for joining us. My name is Jere B, and I am the EntreMusician. So are you. And we'll see you again soon.